That's why they took that video of him at the gas station, because they was finna save it to say that that's the last time Dolph was seen, in case the narrative come out that Dolph was missing. Okay, so now let me get this straight too. Dolph never called Snoop Bands. He never called him. That was somebody in the cookie shop literally taking Dolph's phone after they put his face scan to unlock his iPhone. He was laid down on the ground. They put the face scan, unlocked his phone. They pressed Snoop Bands on the contact, did a call, and hung up right away. So that way on Snoop Band's phone, it shows up as a missed call. Remember, Snoop Band said he had a missed call from Young Dolph. You could have a missed call by pushing on somebody's button, and then you go back and look at the other person's phone. It says missed call, but look, nobody ever talked because it was an accidental like butt dial. It happens all the time, and you got to realize that Young Dolph didn't call Snoop Bands. It was somebody in the cookie shop that took his phone, calling the people, trying to make it seem like he was pleading for help, to make it look more like something had actually happened that he had to call for help for. But dude actually been killed up, laid down on the ground for over a day in that cookie shop because he had the same yellow shirt on as the last time he was seen at the gas station. And we just proved that that footage from the gas station wasn't even the same day as the Dolph incident.
That's why it was so big of an issue with them even taking the footage and giving it and releasing it to the public. It was basically a stall. They wanted to stall because they took the screenshots of the guys running up. They notice the screenshots of the guy running up. Notice the screenshots of the guy running up. He literally doesn't show Young Dolph's arm hanging out the window plus the guys running up. It's not a outside footage where you see the scene of Young Dolph Lane and the guys running up. All you see is Young Dolph car, the white car, Maurice car, and you see the Bentley. And you see the two guys with the Drake shaking them. You don't see the front of the storefront. You don't see the storefront with the picture. In the still shots, you don't see, both of them is not with the same picture of his arm hanging out the window. Think about it, you guys. They took it from an angle to where you don't know if that happened on that day. Those guys were running, shaking the Drakes a whole totally different day. It was like a movie scene. Like they acted this out because it's no way MPD did it run to their rescue. Like, you have to understand, they had to ride past MPD in order to get away from Makedas.
And look, man, y'all forgot one thing too. Raven and everybody at the cookie shop said themselves the night before the whole Young Dolph thing, the day before, that they were so busy that they had to stay super late at the cookie shop. They said they had so many bags of cookies to seal, so many things to prep, that they stayed all like damn near to midnight in that cookie shop. 10, 11 p.m. What was they doing? That's exactly the time that Young Dolph would have been meeting with Yo Gotti cousin. Because look, they could have took him to that Makedas cookie shop that night before. And the fact that Makedas and them saying that they had a really, really late night shift and they opened the store super, super early, that just goes to show you that's key words for them saying that they basically was in the cookie shop overnight. If you stayed late and opened early, you're basically trying to say subconsciously that y'all was there overnight trying to do something with Dolph.
And you gotta pay attention to the back gate. Why did a CMG member have the back gate key? This is the issue. This is the key thing. Why did the opposition have a key to an establishment that's owned by Young Dolph, who's ran by Makedas? Like, y'all gotta look at that. It's no way that this just happened all of a sudden out the blue. No, man, open y'all mind, man. Ain't nobody finna make y'all look at it from this way, that way. No, man, y'all got imagination too, man. Look at the facts. Y'all need to pay attention, man. And it's so hard. It's heartbreaking to see people watching what's really going on and not taking heed to basically the criminals implement themselves in the whole situation, and then they're sitting back laughing at all of the people who can't put two and two
The
together.
cookie shop at like late at night after the Ruth Chris, when they pulled up with the Bentley and they just knocked Dolph out in that parking lot at the Ruth Chris and took the cashier's checks. That's when they brought him to Makedas, because before, at that point, he was still alive. When they brought him into the back of the Makedas in the manager's office, the reason they did that was so that they could wait for him to wake up and so he could give him the combination to the safe. Because it's about 20 more cashier's checks in there for $5 million each. So y'all got to understand that it's all types of money up in this place. Cashier, you could have more money on cashier's check than cash that you can hold. So everybody's saying, that it's too much money for one person to hold. No, that's not true. That because you're thinking that people have rubber banded up 20s. No, these are cashier's checks, bro. Bosses get money differently than you guys do. So that's the difference. Now basically they waited for him to wake up so that they can get the combination to the safe in Makedas. So he didn't want to give it up. He didn't want to give it up. So they basically said, "Hey, they're gonna fire off rounds if he didn't do it." And they must have had to break into it, because he wasn't gonna give it up like that. He already knows what it is. He's not just gonna let them take it easy. He knows that. So, man, but the karma's gonna come back to him, because you gotta know that nobody can get away with this. And you gotta know that them folks is in on it. It's one big setup, like a domino effect. And from what Raven said, set off the chain of events to where we find out exactly what happened, and we're gonna make sure that, everybody understands that it was all a setup. Inside job. They played y'all. They played y'all with the pictures of the dudes in the white bands. Most of that stuff was just all for show, all for charades. The real critical parts was what happened after that Ruth Chris and what went on inside that back of that Makedas store. And so at this point they don't want to release the footage. That just goes to show you they should have released the footage. They already released footage of DaBaby doing what he did. So if they could release footage of DaBaby doing what he did, then why can't they release the footage of what happened to Makedas and Dolph? At least just him pulling up. We want to see that it was Dolph pulling up. That's why they won't show you him pulling up, because he never pulled up. He never pulled up. They stole his car keys at the clinic and pulled the car up themselves. Dolph came in the back of the Bentley. Dolph didn't get there in his own car. And his truck was there. They tried to pull so many of his cars up to make it seem like either he was going to do a music video or that he came there to buy cookies. They literally had 3-4 different narratives ready to go, and that they were just going to push which one is the most believable on social media. So y'all got to understand, man, I just broke it down. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, hit that like button, man. I want y'all to let me know if you rocking with Young Dolph, if you rock with PRE, put it in the comments, man. Put the Dolphins in the chat.